What are the two most important days in your life?
The day you're born.
The day you're born and the day you find out why. What drives you in life? What wakes you up in the middle of the night and says, I gotta accomplish this. I gotta accomplish this now. Whether it's inconvenient now or later, you gotta do it now. What are those things? Let me take you back a little bit into my why. I come from a family of 5 kids, and I'm number 4. Usually the middle children tend to be ignored. Okay? Some of you can relate. And unfortunately, at 18 years old, my parents split, they got divorced. But before I continue, I'm not here to be a victim, because all of us are victims of something. Whether something bad happened to us as children, whether we're always financially unstable, we can't ever find the right job, whatever it is. But the ones who keep moving forward, as Rocky Balboa would say, are the ones who will succeed. If you don't, then that's what cowards do, and you ain't like that. Now, by the time I came to university, I was 18 years old, and 18 years old was truly the most difficult year of my life. I had roommates who were smoking kinds of drugs. I don't know what they were smoking, to be honest. But I had all the temptations in front of me. And that voice inside of you always tells you, stay away from whatever is hindering you, and keep on going forward. Those times, the most difficult times in your life, are where the most visible goals are so clearly seen, and you have to do everything to protect it. I came with 5 whys in my life. My belief in God, my sense of what a family is supposed to be, long distance running, traveling the world, as Toastmaster Amina would say, and being a successful motivational speaker. Yes, I can, and I will. And so can you, Mr. President. This is what we're meant to be, friends. You have to do. You have to listen to the voice inside of you. That's what we're meant to be. Now let me stress on running. Toastmaster Amina already said a little bit about me. And by the time I was 21 years old, I did run 75 kilometers in one night. I did run 2 marathons and 2 half marathons, along with other running. Okay? But was anybody pushing me? Whatever goals you have already accomplished, were people pushing you? Most likely not. Without a mentor, that's very difficult to do. But that voice is the best advice you can listen to, not the advice of others, because the advice inside of you is the most important one, and that's what knows you the most. Now let me let you in on a little secret for running. When you run, you release countless endorphins, and you already feel high, so you don't need to take drugs to feel high. And the reason I continued my running was because I got more respect from my family and friends. And that respect helped protect the whys of my life, the spiritual life that was growing while I was running. Whatever the 5 whys were protected deep inside of me, and you have to do the same. By the time I came to Bahrain, in 2009, I graduated university, I was free. I was free at last. I was financially independent from anyone, and I could travel the world as often as I could. So, friends, if you know your why, if you truly know your why, you have to listen to the voice inside of you. And inside of me, the 5 whys that I've told you are now growing even more in Bahrain. I've narrowed it down to 3 main whys. First why is to be a successful motivational speaker, because I can, and so can you, Mr. President. The second one is to run a marathon on all 7 continents in the world. And the third one be forced to travel the world with my future wife. Now let me do a little exercise for you guys. How many of you know your why so well that you're willing to raise your hand and tell me, I know my why? The purpose of this exercise is to see who's going to be the first, who's going to protect it the most first. And I hope the next time you do that, you'll be the first. Thank you.